Maggie and I are super thrilled to be back in a studio together.
We're together again.
Together again. What is that from again?
The Muppets.
Yeah, one of your faves.
I love the Muppets.
You do love the Muppets.
Well, should we do like a little intro?
Mm-hmm. We could do a little intro.
Together.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters in law.
We started with Suits and then began scheming.
If you love TV, check out what's streaming.
It's only show
We're today watching The Diplomat season 3.
Wait. Okay, so I am here at the Pennsylvania podcast studio. We have a couple of podcast studios, and I was behind on watching. Mm-hmm. And you just came over into the guest house.
I did.
Where you were hosting me and snuggled up in bed with me about an hour ago and said, I got to watch the last few minutes. And we watched it together. And I feel like we did say dang.
Yes.
Like 5 to 6 times in the last 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. It was like an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So.
And I didn't even watch the first 2 seasons.
Which is like also super interesting. So this is kind of throwing it back to a little bit of the way we did Suits, where one of us was more of an expert on the show than the other. You watched, correct me if I'm wrong, the first episode of season 1 of The Diplomat.
Just to get a taste.
Just to be like, what is the world?
Yes.
Okay? Who's who at the zoo? Mm-hmm. And then you hopped right on into season 3 of The Diplomat.
Which was like being thrown into the gorilla cage.
The gorilla cage chaos. Of political nail biter, I think is what the internet is calling it. A political nail biter.
They're calling it a thriller. A political thriller.
So, to me, a thriller, as we've talked about before in Black Rabbit and Wayward, is whether or not you have to watch the show
in a scary
through a handbasket. Okay? And if you're just now tuning in, a handbasket is when a show is so scary that you can't actually view it and you need the protection of like not being able to see all of it. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's a one handbasket. Sometimes if it's a little less scary, you could just do like a casual handbasket. This would be one that's falling apart at like Hobby Lobby. That's on a sale rack.
It's like $4. So
and you're like, I can get it because I can like throw something in it, but but like a really true good handbasket like this. And I did not feel the need to watch this through a handbasket. I was like, wait, rewind 20, because I was watching it on my computer. I was like, go back 10 seconds, 20 seconds. What did I just miss?
Right. And I watched it, no handbaskets. I thought
you don't need a handbasket for this one.
I thought it was like more cute
than
a thriller.
All right. So there was a part in, and I have to go back and look at the writer's name, and I apologize to all the listeners and people who are watching right now. I don't have this. They were really on a roll with like way more like wittier, like dialogue that like I loved the writing in season 3. Yeah. And then I remember seeing like the writer's name, and then there was a pivot to a different writer towards on the like the last episode. I was like, oh no, I hope they don't go back. They didn't. It was a little less funny, but there was some really like fun moments.
Really human moments.
Yeah. Just like that also I thought were excellent at developing the characters.
Yes. Okay. Here's my brief for those of you who are catching up.
Yes.
Katie is a diplomat who wants to be vice president until the president dies and the vice president becomes president and picks Katie's husband to be her VP, which is annoying because Katie is really smart and talented, and her husband, while also smart and talented, just kind of skates by doing whatever the fuck he wants. This, I believe, is what starts Katie on a season-long journey of doing whoever the fuck she wants, ultimately landing in a sex nest with a British birdwatching spy. The whole season is explosive, but not nearly as explosive as a nuclear weapon on a submarine that may or may not have been stolen by the United States.
Okay.
Did I get it?
If everybody listening and watching is not hiring you on a contract basis to write a brief, then they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, like if you need a brief. I was proud of this one.
That was unfucking believable.
Thank you.
That was so great. I'm so proud of you. And you can really see the emotion. I'm so proud of you.
I can tell.
That
it's
is
like tears.
So good.
I know. I feel like this is a grown-up brief.
This is a grown-up show. It's a grown-up show. It's a grown-up show. Hardly a handbasket. Not a thriller, but a nail biter.
Yes, for sure.
Dude, did we see that this morning that NPR called it the show that keeps getting better?
Yes, NPR did say that, and I do trust NPR.
Do you think, let me ask you this, because you just watched season 3.
Yes, so I
do
don't
you
know.
think it got better from the first episode of season 1?
Oh, yeah. But I think every show gets better from the first episode ever written.
Do you think that it got better over the course of 8 episodes? Like, were you in?
I do. I was in. I liked it a lot. I really like Katie as a character, and I liked her more this season than in the first episode.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the whole series kicks off, and I thought she was trying to be named VP, right?
Right. Well,
Because her number 2 guy Stuart comes with her, and he's like looking for a VP, right?
yeah. Is that how it starts? I can't remember. It's been a couple of years since it first came out. The real heat for VP though was like coming on strong in season 2. My God, there's just like there's a scene in season 2
That I missed.
that is just like
What? Tell me.
You want to know?
Yes, I
We're
don't.
spoilers.
I already watched.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this not knowing you're going to get a spoiler,
This is a podcast for spoilers.
this is a podcast for spoilers. It's also a podcast where you can maybe not know about the show, and then after you listen to it,
You can know about it.
you can know about the show.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you
So
sound
tell me what
really
happened
smart.
in season 2. Tell me what's the
Well, there's just
heartbreaking-
like this scene where Margaret Brolin, okay, who you don't ever see in season 3. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here's the like, I don't want to talk too much about plot because I want to talk about like some decisions.
But I need to know what was happening.
Okay, in the shortest way possible, there was some shit going down, and Brayburn, who was still alive,
Brayburn was the president.
was the president.
President Brayburn,
President Brayburn told his vice president,
who is
now President Penn.
Penn,
Okay,
yeah.
who is played
Grace
by
Penn.
Yes, Grace Penn, played by Allison Janney.
Love her.
We got to talk about this and Bradley in a minute, okay? And so he says to her, "I need you to take care of this.
Take care of.
I need you to figure this out.
Take care of what?
What's going on over in the UK? There was
Okay.
some drama.
Okay.
Okay. And so she calls over to the UK, and Brolin somehow, like Margaret Brolin, is then looped into this. Like, I'm trying to remember because this is season 2. And Brolin decides then that she's going to blow up this submarine. Okay.
Okay.
That we lose 40 something people on.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So technically, the call came from inside the house.
Can I ask one quick clarifying question?
Yes.
Brolin is the woman with the short hair who then takes too much of her sciatica
herself.
medication.
Yes.
She dies in season 3. I saw this happen.
Yes.
I also met her in season 1. I thought she was like the woman who keeps the house.
No.
She greeted Katie at the house and like
She's-
showed her
I can't remember
around.
what her role is.
But
Like, she's a dignitary of some sort. Like,
she's
she's up in the cabinet. Like,
yeah, she's in the cabinet. She's not the house lady.
She's not the house lady.
Okay,
No.
that was my confusion.
She, there is a scene where the prime minister finds out that she was the one that did this. Okay, because it was ordered by, like, Penn is the one that ordered to take care of it,
But not how.
but not how. But like, she did know it happened. Okay, and so when the prime minister finds out that it's Brolin and it's not the Russians, he comes at her. And he shakes her, and then he throws her on the ground. And then all of a sudden, they're like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she gets up, and there's like blood everywhere. And so they think that maybe he has killed her.
Oh my god!
So there was like trauma to the head. It was this scene where you're like, oh my, like you're just not expecting this like violent rage. And then all of a sudden he has to go be in one of the big parties, and he's standing there in shock. And Katie comes over and like saves him and gives him some champagne and pulls him away from people because he had to leave. And
Immediately after he almost killed someone.
and they couldn't take her to the hospital because then they would have to report it. So it was just like the in-house doctor there in like the embassy or whatever, or maybe at the prime minister's, wherever that is like from the UK. He's like, I've got to get her to a hospital. He's like, you can't. And like, this is like not one of those shows where it's like some underground drug thing where like we can't let him know. It's like, this is literally the prime minister, right? And so he doesn't know. He has to leave and go play, like put on a show, shake hands, kiss babies, does not know if she has made it. Katie comes in, saves him with this glass of champagne. He raises his hand and gives a toast. And she was like, Prime Minister, put your jacket down. There's blood on the cuff. And so, like, just a little bit, but he, like, pulls the blood on the cuff, which also is making me thinking about the oyster scene in season 3, which was So funny.
Okay, which also, that's why he trusts her.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's also like a really good ambassador.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is some trust there that she like protected him rather than,
Right.
So that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I don't know. So this whole, so just like seeing this dynamic, like he has done a 180, that character. Like talking about father figure. Quoting our friend Taylor Swift, he's out there making deals.
The family.
Yeah, making deals because his dick is bigger. Okay,
Yeah.
like he's out there. He all of a sudden is like, I run this shit.
Right.
At the end of season 3.
Yeah.
And that's not the position he was in season 2.
He's kind of, though, the prime minister in this show, not the real prime minister.
No.
I don't know who the real prime minister is.
Keep going.
Who's the real prime minister?
Well, you paused to give me a chance to sound smart, and I cannot recall it right now.
Okay.
I will know it the minute
Amanda will know this.
Of course, the minute that we hang
up,
up,
you'll
I
be
will be
like,
like,
Prime
Prime
Minister.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So the prime minister in this show, he is like almost childish, though.
Yes.
Or it seems like everyone handles him with baby gloves,
Yes.
and they're like, you have to suck up to him. You have to like, I don't like. He's like a baby. Like he's gonna just go
So
off
weird.
the handle,
It
and
sounds
he's
like
gonna
so familiar.
like he's just gonna fly off the handle and almost kill, I guess, one of his dignitaries.
Yes.
Like that. Like so, they're kind of like all the things that they're trying to problem solve.
Yes.
He's a big problem that they also have to solve around.
Yeah. And the other way that season 2 ended, which I can't remember if they do a recap of this at the beginning of season 3 or not, like if they do one of those long recaps and you can watch
They
it or
did,
not.
but I didn't know fully.
Okay, so here's how it ends. So Hal
is Katie's husband.
Yes, and Hal has decided, I have to go do the right thing, which is so interesting how they go back and forth between like doing the right thing and coming forward and shutting the fuck up. It's so crazy.
It just depends on where they're at.
Yeah, the answer is like for any consultant in the consultancy world, it's like, it depends, right?
Yeah,
like that's
right,
the answer.
yeah, right.
So he has decided, because I know that Grace Penn was the one that like ordered this, by de facto, I got to tell the president. I can't let people think that Russia did it when like really we're the ones that are responsible for it. So he calls the president.
Right.
And while he is on the phone with the president telling the president this, the president has a heart attack and dies.
This is in season 3.
Was that call?
This is in season 3 because this is also why he calls too. He doesn't mean to call the president, but he is supposed to inform the president through channels because they want Katie to become vice president.
Yeah.
They want to get Grace Penn out of the White House and get Katie in the White House.
Okay, I thought that was the last episode of season 2. And so
It's
you
like
saw
the
it
first episode.
Oh, so you see
of
when they're
season
all
3.
running out to catch her, and they're like, "Ma'am," like they all
Yes.
run after her
Because she's confident. Katie's confident, like, I'm going to be vice president.
But then they run after Grace Penn out in the lawn when all of the, like, just the scene, like
Yep.
the way that was filmed. I loved it. They're all like running after her because now they have to protect the president of the United States.
Yes.
It's no longer the vice president roaming around the grounds. It's the president.
Yes, and it was so quiet. When they collect Grace Penn and they bring her into like the safe room and she's now the president, it's just like so quiet. And I was like, gosh, these people are so cool under pressure.
Dude.
But also so human, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
They're not like one-dimensional.
They got to carry a lot of drama and got to carry like big T and little T around with them. Okay. How did you feel having not really known Katie and Hal when Grace chose Hal to be the vice president?
At the very right. I was annoyed. I was annoyed because season 1 in the very first episode starts with, I knew that they were both diplomats. I knew Katie wanted to go to like Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Right. She wanted to go to a place that had more grit and teeth.
And they sent her to UK.
And then they sent her to the UK, which is like, wow, there's nothing interesting happens here. It's like basically just like a go have tea, go be in vogue, that kind of position. And her husband, Hal, had also been an ambassador.
Yes.
And he seemed to get like more gritty assignments. And so I could tell there was this like jealousy, but not really jealousy because I feel like they worked really well together.
I do. I think they worked really great together.
But you could tell that there was this tension between the two of them where she wants what he has so easily come to him, in her opinion. So then it's like they're all setting her up to be vice president. Even Hal goes to Grace Penn and says,
she's
Katie's
the one.
your VP. She should be your
Yes.
VP. And then Grace calls them both in and says, I'm picking Hal. And it's like, what?
Well, she goes, this is probably going to ruffle some feathers in your home, I think, is how she said it. Or like in your family
no
life.
shit, Grace
Yeah.
Penn.
Yeah. Wild. So wild.
And he's also been out of the game. So it's like,
Okay.
Why
On
is
paper, he's been out of the game.
Yes.
But he's been the person behind this. Like, he has been very involved with Katie. Like,
yes.
he knows his shit.
Yes, no, he does, but like as an American citizen,
Mm-hmm.
just taking it back, and I'm watching, wow, the president has just died, his VP is president, she's naming her new VP, which also I thought the Speaker of the House just became the VP. No?
No, you have to name a VP.
You have to name
if
a
something
VP.
happens, then the Speaker of the House becomes their third in command.
If both of them.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, not great. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we have Grace Penn. She's the vice president. And if I'm an American citizen watching this all happen, and then she picks Hal, who I'm probably not super involved in politics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, who's this guy? Oh, from 10 years ago, he was an ambassador.
Sure, but are you that involved in politics to even know that Katie is the ambassador to the UK, right? So I feel like VP picks generally, you're always like, huh, and then
Who's
it's
that
a
person?
quick Google search
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
who, think about
Right.
when a vice president running mate is named.
It's true. Everyone's like,
Who? Right? Think about when Tim Waltz was named.
And we were
People are
like, what?
Who's Coach Waltz? What's
Yeah.
this thing? Who is
Yeah.
this person?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times it's somebody that it's not who people are predicting, right?
That's true.
So it's tracking this way. We think it's going to be this person, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, we just picked up a person on the side of the road.
Yeah, this person had a really great tweet, and so now they're the VP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I guess what we're saying is,
would you be a good VP? I'd be a good VP, I think.
you would be the kind of VP that Hal is to Grace, that you actually offer. You're not a ceremonial VP.
Oh, damn. I was thinking I'd be a great ceremonial VP.
Okay, well,
I would really appreciate, I'd be like, this is great.
Well, but I think that you also have a lot of hot takes. I've always said if I was president of the United States that you would be my chief of staff.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
I feel like I've told you that before.
No.
You would 100% be my chief of staff.
Well, thank you.
Because you would keep me in line and you would yes-and the things that needed to be yes-anded, and then you'd be like, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
You cannot say that. We have to do it this way.
Yeah,
And you would put your foot down.
I would. Yeah.
Because you used to do that to me. You'd be like,
Yeah.
we're like, everything's good. And you're like, no. We are not doing it that way. And I'm like, okay. And because you would bring a different perspective,
Yeah.
knowing that we wanted the same thing in the end.
Yeah, the
we
end
were
goal.
the end goal was
Yeah.
the same. And
Yeah,
you're like, we're doing it a different way. And that's it. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Well, then I guess we are.
I think I'd be a great VP because I think I would like to go to garden shows and pick up baby pigs at some state fair and be like, oh, look at the baby pig.
Yeah.
I think I'd do well in those sorts of situations.
Well, that's not why I would have you there.
Yeah. But that's what I would be expecting. And so I'd come in and I'd be like, oh, I've booked my calendar. I'm going to all these clown things. And you're like, actually, you're going to the UK to solve some problems.
Well, would you rather be than the chief of staff to solve the problems, or would you rather do VP as ceremonial?
Yeah, I'd rather go around and just be like, hey, everyone. Because, no one gets offended by the VP. Well, no, never mind. People do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be an uncontroversial VP.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, if you don't like me, oh, well.
Yeah. Then I've got to figure out another chief of staff.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a couple people in mind.
I mean, I would be your chief of staff. But if I was Claire Penn's, I would
Okay.
be her VP.
Okay. You just wouldn't get as much FaceTime if you were chief of staff.
I would not get as much FaceTime.
To the public.
Right. Yeah, that would be fine. If I was your chief of staff, that would be great. If I was anyone else's, I'd be like, I don't want to be your chief of staff. I want to be your VP, where I'm just in my own little world.
I mean, the chief of staff kind of controls the country.
No, for sure they do. Yeah.
Okay.
But I would only want to control the country with you.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's so good. I'm not running.
No, me either.
Yeah.
No.
And okay. So, anyways, I've lost where we were.
Okay, so she picks Hal to be the VP. What did you think about it?
I was annoyed, but
You like Hal.
I do like Hal. I like his character.
Mm-hmm.
I'll jump ahead and say it because this is chock full of spoilers. At the very end,
Yes.
when she came back to him I knew she was going to when she was making out with what's his name?
Callum.
Callum, and which Callum sounds too much like Hal, which is annoying to me.
Cal and Hal.
Yeah, so she's making out with Cal, and when she pulled away, I was like, she is regretting this right now.
Yes.
And then she went into him, and when she walked in to say, "Can I get back on the plane?" I was like, she wants to go back to him.
Yeah.
And I said, thank freaking goodness. I was
Yes.
so excited about that.
You were.
Because I know that it's a flawed relationship. Like, I recognize it's a flawed relationship. It's just, I still like them together.
No relationship is perfect,
They make sense to me.
which is what that guy, the Austin, what's his last name? The man who she was going to hook up with when her and Hal were on a break.
Yes.
What's his name?
Yeah.
His first name's Austin.
Yeah.
What a great first name.
Yeah.
So they were like gonna make out, then they broke up for a little bit, or they like just didn't make out, or they did a little bit. Anyways, they didn't F-U-C-K.
Yeah.
So then he ends up getting married, and then they have this moment where he's like, the reason why I got married is because of you and Hal. And like that time when we were about to hook up, and then we both pulled away, and now I see you and Hal with like this relationship, and it reminded me that like perfection is not real. And so you have to be with someone who you can get through the hard times together. So thank you for inspiring me. He's basically like, thank you so much for inspiring me. Meanwhile, she's like absolutely not with Hal. And she
Yes.
actually is having a relationship with Callum, the birdwatching spy.
Yeah. Because he had said, you have a little pep in your step. And it's
And he
because,
thought it was because of Hal, but it was because of Cal.
No, it was because of Cal. Yeah. What did you think about Cal?
I was so confused about where this relationship came from. Like, I genuinely thought that I missed an
I thought I
entire
fell asleep.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what? Who is this guy? Because he is a spy, which they call bird watchers
Yes.
in the UK.
Yeah.
And he has found this Russian weapon in the ocean.
Poseidon.
It's called Poseidon, and it is really close to England, right? And he is working with Katie to figure out a way to get this out of the ocean and like into safe hands and not the Russian hands.
Yes.
He feels a little slimy, and we realize too that he's kept some information from her in
For
order
months.
to just use her as a pawn.
Yes.
Which she gets mad about, and she's like, you're just like my husband, who also uses me as a pawn, and like, screw you, basically. Yeah. And then he says, even if we'd been married 15 years, it's not okay to talk to me like that. I'm like, grow the F up, Callum. Grow up.
Yeah. It
Grow
was
up.
Really
She can talk to you
interesting.
however she wants when you've done something so horrible to her.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like them together, but I just was kind of always secretly hoping. Not so secretly. If you would have asked me, I would have been like, I think that Katie and Hal should be back together.
Okay, but then let's talk about the very, very end. Because Katie and Hal get together, and she basically, then Callum says the Poseidon weapon has been stolen. It's not there.
Yes.
And then Katie realizes that Hal and Claire Penn have stolen the weapon.
Yes.
That the United States government has gone in, taken this weapon, and acted like they have not taken the weapon.
Which is bizarre.
So who's Katie going to go with? Is she going to stay with Hal, who has also now used her as a pawn? Or is she going to go back to Cal, who has also used her as a pawn?
Depends on how much she likes chess.
Who is she using as a pawn? The Prime Minister? But she's not.
No,
she's
I
not
don't
using
think she
anyone as a
is.
pawn.
That's a good question.
She's
I don't
like
think
above
she is.
board.
Yeah.
She's
she's pawnless.
Yeah. You don't have to be you don't have to play with pawns to be a checkmater.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That's
I hadn't
how
thought
chess
about that.
works,
Yeah,
I
it's how
think.
chess works. I hadn't thought about that. She's not.
She doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple things here. First depo I have for you.
Oh.
Okay. These people, like I said earlier, go back and forth between I got to stand up for what's right or I'm going to just hide what's wrong. Okay. When they decided to pin it on Brayburn,
Oh, right. They pin the explosion that killed all the people on the former President Brayburn who died.
yes,
When it was actually Claire Penn.
what would you have done?
I don't know why they had to even admit the U.S. was a part of it.
Because it was going to come out. Because remember they had a walk-in
Oh,
that came
yeah.
in and said, we know the U.S. is a part of it.
Yeah. And it was eventually going to fall onto Claire, so Claire Penn was going to eat it and be like, this is my fault.
Yeah, but
And
they
it
were
was
like, no,
you
because you're going
can't
to get
do that."
impeached. Yeah.
Right. Honestly, I don't think I would have blamed the former president. I thought, like, who said it? I can't remember who said it, but it was like, no, this is an administration. So if you blame the former president, like, you're also swiping in all of it, and it's the whole country. I think I would have found a Patsy.
Okay.
I would have found someone lower, and I would have been like, well, it was them.
Really?
Yeah. What
Okay.
would you have done? I mean, really, if you're in politics, yeah, you're going to find a patsy.
Yeah.
You're not going to, you're going to blame, I guess they blame the former president as a patsy, but it's like, oh, that's tough because that's like, wow, the whole head of your country as opposed to some like rogue actor who's low level.
I would have a hard time finding a patsy for a couple of reasons. One, I don't know anybody named Patsy. And then two,
It's true.
I don't know if I could live with myself. And this is why I don't think I could be the president.
You wouldn't find the patsy, though. Someone else would find the patsy. You would just say to someone, take care of it.
Yeah, I would actually be like, it was me.
No, you would not. You couldn't. No one would let you. No one would let. If you were
You
the
would
president,
run in as the chief of staff
I'd
and be
say
like,
it
shut
wasn't.
the fuck
It was
up.
actually that guy. Is what I would say if I was your chief of staff. I'd be like, she's just trying to protect that young man. Is what I would say.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
This
you
is
have
how. This is. You're getting a BTS of what our administration.
And
will
I'm
look
just
like.
telling you, just FYI, that's just how it works. That's not because I'm a bad person. In real life, if it was a small problem, if it was like, oops, you rear-ended someone, I'd be like, Amanda, you do need to take responsibility for that.
Okay.
Like the fender bender, you need to take responsibility for. But if it's, oops, we blew up a submarine and this is global
Blame it on
politics,
somebody else.
Like it's like, whoa, we have no idea. It must have been that rogue actor.
Blame it on somebody else.
Yeah. Yes. Because otherwise you're putting like, it's like, that's war. That's serious. You got to
Okay.
find someone who's like,
I guess I should just stick to being a podcaster.
don't get into politics. Because
Okay.
I mean, I'm not in politics, but I'm like 99% sure that's what would have happened in real life.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I'm seeing a different side of you, Maggie.
This is the political side, which is why I should just be picking up baby pigs.
Yes, you should totally just be the VP.
I should just be the VP, not like any advisor.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm just here to
That's fair.
kiss babies and pick up pigs.
Okay. And kiss baby pigs.
But if you need me to find a patsy, I'll spin a wheel and I'll be like, looks like it's George from
I love
HR.
the idea of a Patsy Wheel. Of just like, it's like, you know how like they have it like company like holiday parties, like come in and spin and see if you're gonna get a $20 gift card or the boss's parking space for a week, right? But instead it's just like the Patsy Wheel and somebody's like, oh, come on, and then they bring it out and then they pull the curtain off. They're like, oh, we have some new additions to the Patsy Wheel. We're like, yeah, because that one died. And so like they have like new people that have done it. So you just really, it's an ever evolving like Wheel of Patsy.
And there's no psychological safety in our White House. Like there's none. Because it's like,
nobody knows.
Oops, did you serve me tepid coffee? Looks like you
the
got
Patsy.
a chance on
It's
the
like
Patsy Wheel.
it's at Netflix. Do you know about like the way like Netflix has this like culture code, like culture map thing that they wrote in like 2011? It's like this big 120-page manifesto. And the idea with Netflix is that like it's not a family, it's a team. Right? And if you have, it's like, think about like a sports team. If somebody's not doing well, you trade them or they're gone, right?
Yeah,
and it's not personal. It's just like, you're not performing. And adequate does not cut it.
Right.
So the people at Netflix will oftentimes, like, you hear them, like, even high execs be very paranoid because they're like, I could fucking get canned today.
Right.
Right? Because anybody can get canned.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who. And, like, they'll can big people, right? So this would be the same. We'd basically be kind of running it like Netflix. Be like, watch yourself.
But more
because
fun
we're not
'cause-
going to can you. We're going to just put you on the Patsy Wheel.
Yeah.
So you actually have another role coming soon, right? We're going to transition you out.
Looks like you.
You are Patsy 72.
Yep.
And
We'd have
the
so
good,
many
The good
Patsys.
news is that there are only 12 Patsys on the wheel.
Yeah.
And so at 72, it's going to be a long time before we slot you in.
Right.
And if she doesn't get reelected, you're fine because everybody else has a new Patsy Wheel. I love the idea of just a Patsy Wheel generally happening at the White House.
I mean, it's sick and twisted. The other thing I'll say too, though, is I don't think that because you're on the Patsy Wheel, it has to be like a death sentence, right? Like it could be fun. Like it's like, you're on the Patsy Wheel. Yes, we blamed you for this explosion in the UK. And we're going to put you in a maximum security prison, right? But then we put them in a place that's actually kind of just like
Like a nice safe house.
yeah, it's like, this is like your life, trust me. You make no decisions anymore. You can do your hobbies. We just have to take a picture of you looking miserable every once in a while.
Yeah.
and like send out. We just have to like smear your name.
This is either going to go viral for the best or worst reason.
I mean, who's to say this isn't already happening?
We don't know. We don't work for the current administration, nor have we worked for any administrations.
And I've never worked in politics except for student government in high school.
I ran for president in the 8th grade and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
There was 2 women voting, so we split the girl vote.
Middle school, who wants to be on student government in middle school?
I thought I did. I stole my dad's campaign slogan, which was Austin, a capital idea. And I thought that was like the best thing I'd ever heard. I was like, this'll get it.
This'll get it.
And it didn't.
No. No.
It didn't.
Middle school is not a time to be in government politics. It's
I don't think so
messier
either.
than
It really is.
national
I
politics.
think just the hormones alone.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
they're really
It's-
impacted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did senior year. It was a better time.
Couple things I need to talk about here that aren't necessarily plot related.
Okay.
I do know, though, because I have dug deep into the web of The Diplomat. And there are just so many people that are thrilled that we have 2 people from the West Wing back on this show.
Yes.
And they've been picked up as series regulars for season 4. So they'll
Good.
be in like every episode pretty much.
Oh.
Yes.
And that's
So Todd and Grace,
yes.
which is Bradley Whitford and Allison Janney.
Yes.
Who were CJ and Josh on
they
the
in a
West Wing.
relationship?
They were not in a relationship. But The West Wing is one of the best shows that's ever happened.
Yes.
In the world of shows. Those 2 characters. I mean, here's the thing. I could never truly pick my favorite character on The West Wing. CJ had an unbelievable character arc. Like, it was so incredible. Like, oh my gosh, she was so great. And Bradley Whitford's character, Josh Lyman, I literally love so much. And I also love them as humans. Like, I follow them and they're wonderful. Seeing them together is just like, it's really, like, everybody's like, this is really warming my West Wing heart to see them back. Just having a dynamic, because they were so close. Like, they were the president's like inner circle,
Yes,
right? Like his top advisors. And so
I also feel like those 2 actors play really similar characters, so it's easy to bring over like your warmth for their previous characters into their current character.
yeah, I would
some
say him
ways.
playing Bradley Whitford playing Todd, which I love that his name is Todd,
Yes,
right?
it's such a
it's
such
just
a
like-
name for that character.
Yeah, Todd, has some opinions, but the energy level is very different.
From him when he was
When he
on
was
The West
Josh
Wing.
Lyman, yeah.
Okay, because he's also plays in A Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
He plays like a top commander who is, vicious, the architect of the whole Handmaid's Tale world,
Right.
which is horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Yes.
But he also has this soft spot and he knows that he did wrong and he's trying to fix it. And I feel like even just the way he plays is always like, I can be a bad guy, but I can also have strong opinions, but I can also be gentle.
Yeah.
And I feel like I saw that in the Todd character too.
That's fair. It's different though. Do you think he's the same as like Jason Bateman, who people are like, it's one note with Bateman. It's the same character all of the time. Which
It's not.
It's not, right? And I had this conversation on a plane with somebody the other day about Jason Bateman, how like people are always like, oh, it's so much. This is Ozark again. I'm like, have you seen The Hogan Family, which was like his very first show? Or did you watch Arrested Development? Like Jason Bateman has such a range.
Yes.
I don't know.
No, I don't think it's one. Here's the thing is that, like, in order to play any sort of character with that amount of believability is incredible. And they have to bring themselves into it. So
Yeah.
maybe we're just seeing, like, pieces of who they are.
Sure.
But people who act and can do that are incredible.
Yeah. I also loved how they shot this, where he's almost always sitting down or lying down, which felt like a weird, like, subliminal status situation.
Oh, for
Where it's
sure.
like, she's always standing over him talking, or
Claire
standing
Penn.
at, yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
And he's always just like, on
And
his,
then-
like, bed or chase lunch, and then he cuts his hand.
He
when
tries
he's-
to make oysters.
Yeah, and he cuts his hand, and there's just blood all over these. And like he was listing off where the oysters were from. I'm like, those are some really good oysters. And then when there's blood over them, I'm like, that's a real bummer because
Yeah.
those weren't cheap.
Yeah, and he got blood literally on all of the ice.
And they were like, oh no, it's cocktail sauce. They felt so bad.
I know, but I'm like, no, I'm not eating that.
I would have called it. I've been like, I'm sorry, Todd. There's blood. Also, one of my favorite things is when when Grace Penn was like, well, fuck. And so she opens up a bag of rolled gold pretzels
Yes, and just dumps them in a
there
bowl.
and then wads up the bag and shoves it down in the couch. I was like, is this my nephew who's just like shoving an empty, rather than like, hope the staff catches that, right? She doesn't even know what to do with trash. Like, she's like, this is how I entertain. It was a very real moment.
It was.
And then there's another moment that I loved so much, probably one of my favorites I think this is in season 3, where they're trying to find the Bible to swear her in.
Yes.
And Katie goes, a Bible, a normal size, written by Jesus. And then the Prime Minister goes, Katie, are you on speaker? And she's like, no. She picks up the phone and he goes, the Bible was not written by Jesus. And she's like, okay. Which is like so interesting. And then when she finds Grace in the hallway to tell her how to communicate with Hal. And she says, hey, you got to have a signal. Like, if you pinch him really hard on the elbow, he'll stop talking. Because sometimes he'll just talk. She's like, so you decide what works for you. But maybe it's like, you got to explicitly point this out to him. Whenever I point my nose, that means you need to shut up. And he'll get it, but you've got to be over the top and explicit with him. And she just like brain dumps like how to deal with her husband. Yeah. Which is really interesting. And now brings me to Big Hot Depot.
Oh,
we call it
a big steamy hot depot.
We get BSHD, Big Steamy Hot Depot. Do you think Hal and Grace are having an affair? Because they left us with that at the very end of season 3.
Right. Todd thinks they're having an affair.
I
don't think they're having an affair. Do you think they're having an affair?
I do not. I think it's too easy for the writers to do that.
I think that they have like a... But, now that it's been thrown out into the universe in season 4, do they start an affair?
Right.
I don't know. But I don't think they are currently having an affair. I think they are. I think Hal is charming. And I think Grace Penn is charmed by him.
Do you think Hal is a little bit like a Harvey Specter?
Yeah, I do. In so much as I don't think he has like the anger rage. It doesn't seem like he's like as like, I like it here. You like it here.
There's a little more empathy.
If someone points a gun at you, I'm going to point one back. But in the sense of like, everyone is drawn to him and he walks into a room and people are like, oh. And he can really make some big boo-boo oopsie mistakes.
And get away with it.
Skate by because people are like, oh, but it's just Hal. Yeah, I do.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're having an affair.
I don't think so either.
But I loved that they left it there because now she's like, what have I done?
Well, it's almost like Todd thinks they're having an affair because he knows there's a big secret happening, but he doesn't know that the big secret is that they plotted together to steal a humongous warhead.
Yes. I don't think they're having an affair.
I don't think they're having an affair.
Okay.
How can you squeeze an affair in? Like, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
What are people? I don't understand.
It's also like those people are so watched. How in the world? I guess when they get the room, they're like, can we have the room?
Well, I guess also the Secret Service is secret because they keep them.
Yeah.
They keep those secrets.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be a good Secret Service person.
Because you'd be like, I've got the biggest.
I'd be like, I'd be like, shut the door.
I have to honor the service of giving you this secret. Like, I have to tell you.
I feel like I can keep some secrets, but I feel like a juicy secret like that, like a big, hot, juicy dump secret like that.
Oh, man.
I'd be like, hey, I gotta tell you something.
Quick. Can we get the room?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
President is boning the VP.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's happening.
I don't think it's happening either.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this show
was great.
Right?
It was. And I'm glad
Any other hot takes you have? Like, are you gonna watch? I mean,
Okay.
The question here is, are you gonna watch season 4?
I will watch season 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I think it sold me. I'm not going to go back and watch season 1 and 2. I feel like you gave me enough information that I'm like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I picked up. I did see online, like, some people think that this season, so I'm curious your take on this. Some people were like, this season was a lot of, like, whiny Katie, less political. That was the only, like, negative thing I saw about the show.
Oh, interesting.
What, did you find it more whiny Katie and less political than the first 2 seasons? Or did you actually, like, enjoy the depth of her sexcapades?
The whiny Katie part, I would say, yeah, less political, but I thought it was just more character development. And, like, we were finding out, we also saw the history of Katie and Hal, which that's not explored before. And so that was good to see it. I didn't think that she was all that whiny. I think she's got a tough job. And, she's probably got some trauma she's dealing with beyond just Hal, right? And everything else. So I didn't think it was much whiny, but I do see where they could say it's like a little less political on her part, but we saw more and it was more fun. I also thought we saw her quirkiness.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about this, how like she's like very direct and then sometimes it just kind of comes out sideways.
Oh my God. One of my favorite moments was when she gets her body double because she's now the second lady. And her double, she's like her body double's hair is all scraggly. And she's like, hey, it's not like I don't brush my hair. It's that it's like carefree style, but it's still styled. Yeah. Like she's like very offended by this body double's look.
Yes.
And I was like, that would be me too. I'd be like, okay, I don't walk like that. Okay?
That's not me. Right.
I'd be like, okay.
I once was hired as a body double.
What?
Yes.
Wait, when?
So back in my acting days, right? When I had an agent, I was hired they were filming, I think they were filming Friday Night Lights or something or whatever. And there was a scene where they're like, they called to confirm, are you this size, this height? And do you still look like this picture? I was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of don't change a ton. I mean, like this is the most change I have is that I've cut a couple of inches of hair.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay, great. So we're hiring you to be a body double because they needed me to stand in for lighting.
Oh, perfect.
And like, it was also like the coloring, like my complexion and everything. And so, it was whoever, I don't remember, I can't remember her name, but like she was literally a B-list actress. And so she came out though, by the way, we did look a whole lot alike, but I was probably 50 pounds heavier than her. And so, but I think I was 50 pounds heavier than any actor who was a size 0, right?
Right,
And
yes,
so,
yeah.
She came out of the trailer at one point and she's like, are you my body double? Like that? And I go, I am. It's like, Amanda Austin, nice to meet you. And she just kind of went like, huh, and then just walked back to the trailer. So I know what she was thinking, like, is that what I look like? But I literally, we were exact same height, exact same
coloring.
length, and like a similar-ish face, right? Like I can see where they picked up on it.
Yes.
But I was definitely just not the same size as her.
Yes.
And I think that was like, she did not like that. But I was
like our
also
bodies
like,
are not the same.
But it's also like, okay, well, you need somebody who's 5'8" who can come and stand out on this football field for 9 hours, right? And they're like, move 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the, like, that's all I was doing back and forth.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't get a break.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm doing this so that you can walk
You're
out
welcome.
and you can do this thing for 2 seconds and then keep going. Like she was, I feel like she was either like the principal in the scene or winning homecoming or what, I don't remember, but we were out on a football field. So like all of these lights.
Yeah.
And it was an overnight shoot. Like it was.
No.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my experience being a body double.
I feel like it would be hard to not be offended no matter who they pick for your body double.
Okay. Depot. If you could pick your like reality body double, you're like, this makes sense. But also like, I would love it if I walked out and this was my body double.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Like my reality body double would be some other like 38-year-old mom.
Okay, pick a celebrity. Or just pick somebody. Who would you want to be your body double? Like you'd be honored.
If I would be honored.
You'd be honored
to have. I feel like I'd be honored if it was like Reese Witherspoon.
Okay, that'd be a good one.
Because we have like
for
the same like color.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
That'd be really good.
I'd be like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect.
Tap out.
That's a perfect. Oh, and then like that would be great. You have a fun like disposition like her.
Yeah.
You like books.
Yeah, I love books.
Yeah.
I love them.
Reese Witherspoon is totally.
She's a blonde. She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know?
Wait, Maggie's not a lawyer.
Either is she, but like could be played one.
Sure.
In a movie.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yours, Tina Fey.
Yeah.
Bet.
That's 99.
Mm-hmm.
Except that she's a lot shorter than me.
Yeah, so you'd have to get her like boots.
I'd have to cut my legs off for it to match.
Yeah, I mean,
or just put her in boots.
Put her in heels or cut your legs off.
Probably easier.
Yeah. Well, I think that covers the Diplomat season 3.
It does. Oh my gosh.
That was fun.
Loved it. Not a thriller. Definitely. So no thriller, just a nail biter.
And for me, honestly, more like a head nodder. Mm-hmm. Like I felt like, that's cute.
I see you.
Mm-hmm. I see you. That's cute. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt.
Cute.
That's cute.
That's cute. Maggie, what are we watching next week?
Oh my gosh, nobody wants this, but
Everybody wants this.
It's so good. It literally popped up when we finished The Diplomat this morning.
Yeah.
It popped up like, you should watch this next. And I was like, yes.
We are. We're going to watch 4 episodes tonight.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Are we going to watch 4 episodes?
Sure,
Well, actually,
it's
when
your
we get
birthday.
back, when we get back from lunch, we can watch an episode maybe.
Yeah,
we'll just get it going.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So good.
Oh my gosh, we can't wait. Oh, we can't wait. I mean, you got to figure out November.
That's right. I'm going to look at what's popping off on streaming.
Yeah, what's popping off. Pop,
pick
pop, pop. Also, if you have something that you see is like streaming top 10 on
you're like,
any of
"Gotta
the
watch it."
streamers, you know?
Yeah.
We are agnostic to the streams. And you send us some hot takes, cool ideas,
We'll watch it.
we'll watch it. We'll do our best. So,
Yeah.
should we sign us off?
Let's sign off.
It's been really good being back in this Pennsylvania podcast studio, the PPS.
PPS.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know what to say in your review, you can say, trying to be diplomatic in this review. But I just gotta say, I love these girls.
Ow. See you next week.
Bye.